Hey everyone, welcome again! And today we are going back to Advanced Wars by Web. Now, because we are doing a tournament. And it's really fun. Well, it just started, this is the first match that we did. And well, if you don't know who is him, I will give his other name. His name is Brazilian guy. Yeah, he is him. I'm not joking. Well, if you know him, he's really good at Fire Emblem. But well, this is Advance Wars, and Advance Wars of Fire Emblem are different. And well, we are going to see the match that we did because we started the first round, and well, we are going to review this match. I received a little bit of help from a really good Advance Wars player known as Profeta. Also, he's in this tournament, so yeah, we will see how it goes. So it will be fun to review every single match. I will try now to do it because last time in the Smacky Cup I wasn't able to review all the matches. Like I lost the second one and the last one I did I lost it and I forgot to review it. And well, the one that beat me in that tournament is here too, and he will be my next challenger. So yeah, it will be even more fun because he's really good. But coming back to this match, this map is called All Roads Lead to Sol, and but it's not a. It's an interesting map. I like it. I just played it twice because I saw it like 2 days ago, playing a little match against another player, and well, he crushed me. And here we are going to see the mistakes we made and how we do our play, and also I will try to explain more or less what's happening and the phases that we are going to see. First thing first, as you can see, this is a tier 4 match. So yeah, the CEOs of tier 4. We have also Flak and Jagger, so there is a possibility that luck will be involved in these matches. So yeah, I was using Jake. If you don't know, Jake is really good with attacking in planes, and also with his CO power and his super CO power, indirects become better, and well, with his super CO power, units move more. So I decided to use Jake. Also, he's now one of the best in tier 4. And well, Brazilian use Other. Other is really fast to use his CO power, and he will normally move a lot. So yeah, Other was also a good choice here. There is a lot of terrain that he will use to move, and well, he will be able to outspeed me. But well, let's get started, right? So yeah, we're going to start. Day 1. As you know, we always wanted to play these matches as we normally do. First, we start with the capping process. And well, as you can see, here's the first difference between our play style. He went first for the base to have like a 3 position to create units. I decided to wait a little bit and try to cap this city. Yeah, this makes me a little bit faster to produce a tank. Like I will be able to create a tank sooner. And well, here we are going just for the capping process. And now, yeah, I'm going to take that base. And well, as we can see, this is weird. Like he decided to go this direction, knowing that he has a base here. This was like a little bit of a blunder because No, not really, because he will be able to produce a unit and cap here, and he will cap to unit, but it's weird. Like I see that a little weird. But as I said, he will be able to cap two properties at the same time, and that's really good. Well, I continue doing my capping process, and well, I decided to develop my first tank. As I said before, I have the money to do this really fast, and well, he did something weird. Like, as you can see here, he took this infantry and retreated to take this property. This is a blunder. This is a blunder because uh, he decided to use a unit that could come here and keeping capturing properties, especially because these properties are now more contested by myself, because I will be able to capture this property without any issues. So this is a bit of a blunder. He should use that unit to cap. Perfecto told me that it's called harmonization. That you need to like follow pattern with your infantry to capture properties. Well, he go to the com tower. Also, Perfecto told me that this is also wrong. It's better to go to the property, because even if this doesn't give fans and it's not really necessary early on. And well, I make the same mistake as him, and well, as you can see, he also developed a tank. This is like the proper response to a tank, and I decided to continue my campaign. As I said before, I go to the com tower. This is a blunder. Like, I should have gone to take this property and just ignore a little bit the com tower. But yeah, I continue capping properties. There was nothing to worry about. I prepare my tank to move and just keep creating infantry. Well, he decided to go for this property instead of this one. Well, this one is. I will be able to go for this property soon, so it's a bit hard to get this property. But yeah. Also, he moved his tank. He's like in a really defensive position, and he let this a bit unguarded. So yeah, I will take an advantage of that. And he built a recon. So yeah, I need to respond for that, because I know that recon will be a bit dangerous for me for my infantry. So yeah, I keep the capping process. It's true that I take a little bit of time to take some properties, but I decided to build another tank. I didn't build here because I was waiting for his action. I was more worried about this tank, because I need to be I would need to be secure. And well, he let this completely unguard. Well, this property no, but I won't go for this property because it's more easy to get this property. And yeah, he takes the property and he moves the recon like in attack position, ready to interfere any cap. But yeah, I was prepared for that, and I moved my tank in a offensive position, like I was ready to attack his recon in any time. Also, I was not really guarding my infantry, but I will just make another tank, and that infantry were completely guarded. He wasn't able to do something. Also, he made an artillery. I have to say something. Like, artilleries are not really good if you don't have the means necessary to protect them. Especially, it's hard to control to use an artillery. So this is a risky opportunity. This is risky because if I'm able to break his artillery and just eliminate it, It's like a lot of funds that he lost. Well, uh, I keep in my tanks in properties, but I making like pressure in his tank because I will be able to attack and then defend my own tank. Well, he continues and decided to retreat his recon here. Yeah, like I understand the defensive position, but maybe the recon now is like a bit useless. Recons without if you have tanks nearby, and this map is like really easy to defend with tanks. Like for example, this infantry I'm protecting it, just building a tank in my base. So yeah, making recons here is not really useful if we have tanks nearby. So if we are starting building tanks, we will have an advantage. Well, he continued making prop infantry, but well, he took his time. He didn't move this infantry just to wait. Let's go back for his turn. Like he didn't move that infantry, right? Yeah. He let this infantry without doing anything. Like he was able to interrupt my cap, and I was saying I will need to do like I will need to take his infantry. Well, but it wasn't a really good interruption. So yeah, he doesn't move this infantry. Like he will be like nah. He built a tank. Like he wants to attack me to protect his infantry, but he was too far away. So I see a free attack for my tank. So I decided to damage his infantry. I wasn't able to take it out, but I wanted to keep the pressure in. So yeah, I reinforced this place and I was taking this property. As you can see, I having a good position now in economy, and he's not sending here nothing. Like he's letting me capping every single property. So yeah, that's really bad. Also, I take a lot of time to capture this property, but it wasn't really a bad opportunity for me. And well, he interrupted my cap, but I'm prepared for that. I have an infantry to just take this out, and well, he's continue capping, but you can see his defenses are a little bit weak. They're weak, so it will be easy to just blow all his units. And he positioned the recon, so I know that he will try to attack any of this infantry. I was in. It will be more interesting in this one to just block my cap. And he moves an infantry down and a tank. I saw this tank, so I was prepared for anything. And here's another blunder. He skip. You have to avoid this. Base skipping is really bad, especially because it will be dangerous for your army because you are taking out one unit to one extra unit, and maybe here more infantry will be more useful. So yeah, I decided to cap this property knowing the danger of that, but I was prepared. Like I have several tanks. I have 5 tanks in this in place. He has 4. So yeah, here is where my economy advantage is appearing. Like he has 14 and I have 17. So yeah, now we are seeing like I having a bit of an advantage. I try to take that property, and I prepare my tank to attack if his recon decided to interrupt. my cap, and I was preparing a wall. It's small, but it's really protected with tanks, and I don't have anything important there. So yeah, all my tanks are protected more or less. Like this is my only weak tank, and because it's not in a good terrain, but it's also protected. Well, never mind, I put it in the forest. So all my tanks are in a really good position. This tank, for example, is a bit weak. So let's see, he retreats and decided to take his my oops. So he retreats and he takes my infantry. As I said before, I have a tanky position, so I was able to just build it up, and we will see what will happen. Here is where things start to go bad, go really bad. He made a battlecopter. Like this is not fog of war, so I see this battlecopter and I know how to respond to it. He saw that this infantry was protected, so he just moved the tank away and don't attack my infantry to interrupt the cap. Maybe it will be a good idea just to do that, but yeah. And well, as you can see, look, my number of infantry are really big. It's true that he has more units than me, but the positions are different. And here is when everything starts to go for me. So I take that properties, and now I'm in a bigger advantage. So that war I was winning the economic war, but I decided that I will take the risk and just take out one of his infantry. I make a mistake. I thought I made a mistake because I thought that this infantry would just reach. So now this is not a mistake. It was good. And as you can see, now I have free range for one of my tanks, and I decided to do the same here. It was a bit risky because I will. It was like a bit easier that I failed this attack, but I wasn't. I did it right, so it was way better to attack with this infantry first and then this one. But that make me that I will be able to attack in a city, making a really good engage for a tank and taking out one of his tanks. Also, I take the recon, like I not having any problem to take it out. Also, the recon wasn't protected, uh, so it was a free recon for me. And well, I continue the protect. I continue the pressure. I keep the pressure on. So I decided not to attack the artillery because it was not really my biggest problem. But I decided to attack this tank that it was really more dangerous. And I decided to build an anti-air, obviously. So yeah, I continue the press. I keep the pressure, and I built another tank and an infantry to just not done the space to avoid base skipping. And as you can see here, I decided to retreat this time because I don't need to protect this area. It's really secure. This infantry is doing nothing, so I saw a really good chance to move. Also have two infantry, so I will be able to protect my capping infantry. So yeah, his turn. He decided to use his CO power. Well, he gained 1 plus movement and a little bit of strength. Let's see what he did. So he decided to come to take his battlecopter, but well, and he decided to take an engage with this tank. I had it protected, but it's in a city, so it's not a really good idea to attack it. So he decided to uh, have another engage with this tank and attack my infantry. Wikid. So he attacked a lot of my units. He retreated a lot of his tank to recover, and he also retreated the artillery. But again, the position is not really good because I have too many things to attack. So he tried to attack with his infantry my tank, not really useful, and well, he made two more tanks, and we are in turn day 11. So yeah, as you can see, I'm having an economic advantage, and now I have a big, better position now. So I decided to just continue the attack, and I decided that this artillery needs to disappear. So I take out that infantry and attack this tank with my other tank. I was sure that will be a good idea because even if he was able to attack me, I was sure that I will be able to protect that. So I decided to attack this infantry again. I prefer a better position. So I defeated the infantry, and now I decided to attack this artillery. And as I said before, if you don't know how to protect the artillery and you make a wall really weak, I will be able to break it. Especially in this case, the wall was really weak uh, because the big number of units that I had, and well, I take more position. I decided to move a tank to protect this tank. So yeah, if he wants to attack me, I will come back. I decided to just take another engagement and attack him from this position. Uh, I didn't go for this property because the tank is still a threat, and this is a freeborn property for me. Even it's better to take down enemy properties. In this case, it's protected, so I decided to avoid. And well, I decided to now make my own artillery. It's not going to be useful, but and also a bit mistake for myself. I didn't make an infantry. You need to make some infantry, but now I'm having an advantage, so I decided to take it. To take that. So I take some good position and protect this area. You don't see it, but this area is completely guarded except from this place. But I know he wasn't able to reach my entire. So if he wants to take my antares, he needs to destroy this infantry, and then he will be able to reach with his tank. But I put it in a certain way. So he attack one of my tanks, and he attacked with his artillery and decided to keep reserve. He didn't attack with his six unit, his unit, this 6-1. So he wanted to secure the kill, but he continued the pressure. He decided to attack with his tank. Well, he will take an engage for this tank. But now the position is really bad for him. He attacked one of my infantry instead of attacking one of my tanks. And this will make a really bad situation for him, especially because I'm preparing my Super CO power. So I will be able to reach this artillery if I'm able to break this infantry, and it will be easy for me to break it. So maybe, or he tried to avoid to attack because the threat is too close for him, or I don't know. So yeah, he made two extra infantry and another tank. This turn and decided to take even more property advantage and decided to make an engagement just to prepare my Super CO power that made me really extremely dangerous to activate Block Rock. What's a weird name? and now I'm able to just break every single unit. So look at that damage that I made with that. So I take down that infantry, leading my entire French race to just blew that up. So yeah, that battlecopter is now down. So now I don't have to worry. Look at that damage I just take out an HP unit with one of mine, and I'm taking out a lot of tanks because I don't want damaged tanks to be nearby. So I just decide to attack a lot of these tanks, and this position for me is too good. Now I'm taking this especially. So now I'm having this place is really controlled by my. I control this place, and also this I started to have a really good position. So yeah, you know what's the math going. You know now what's going to happen. I make more infantry and more tanks, and now I have enough funds to create a helicopter. So I was able now to prepare. Also, I continue protecting my tanks even if they are really damaged. But now, as you can see, I have a really good advantage. I have 10 tanks into the field, and even if they are damaged, they are really dangerous against only 4. And so yeah, 10 tanks against 4, and also 10 Jake tanks that I have a lot of planes to move. Uh, well, you know what's going to happen. So yeah, as you can see, missile tank was deployed. At this point, we know what's going to happen. So just he had just attack every single of my units to for the memes, and he decided just to have his super zero power activated to like for the memes. So he charged it up, and well, he moves a little bit, and he resigned because this match was over. And well, let's stop the music here because this is we need to stop here. So yeah, what are the main mistakes that a Brazilian guy did? Well, the first thing, he let me take this place. These two places are really contested. So normally the enemy will take control of these 3, and I will take control of these 2, and we will try to take every single unit to take these properties. The same here, I will take these 3, he will take these 2, and we will try to contest for this one especially. And taking these properties was for me a really good advantage because I was able to have a lot of funds early on. Uh, so avoiding to start a competition here and going to for the center wasn't a really good idea. I'd go for the center in this case because I saw that he was attacked. He was really strong here, so I let some units to take these properties. A bit of I guarded like a little bit, but when I saw that there was no threat, I let them go. Like this infantry wasn't in danger in time, and the only thing I need to do is like take here a recon. So then I was free to just continue my capture process. So yeah, this is a good thing you need to know. Don't let your enemy take too many properties. I was able to take too many properties in this match, and that gave me a really good advantage. Also, as we were talking, he told me that he wanted to do the same as me, that creating a tagline. I had an economic a really good economic situation, so I was able to do that due to that economic situation. But Also, one of his biggest mistakes, we will go back a little bit, like in turn 7, I think. He was a bit passive, like here, he was really passive with this recon. Also, making a recon too late is bad because I already have tanks in field, so this recon won't be able to do really anything important. But another really big issue was the protection. Like, he didn't use cities for his tanks. He used a lot of roads. So try to create defensive positions in cities. Try to make defensive position big enough to protect a lot of engages. So here, for example, well, wait here. Here, for example, he has a wall of 1 infantry, right? I have 2 tanks that can attack, 3 infantry, one, two, yes, 3 infantry to attack that position, and I only need to beat 1 infantry to enter and break. And that's the problem. These walls are too weak. I have enough material to break it, and I don't have any problem to break it. Like, also in this position, even if this infantry was at 1 HP, I just move this tank, take out, and attack. And that's the problem. He made walls too weak for the number of units I have, and also the position of his units. Try to use the best terrain. It's like in Fire Emblem. If you can stay in a forest and attack someone in a forest, well, in a forest, in a bush or something, like a bush or any good position, like mountains or something, try to use. It's like in Fire Emblem. There are some terrains that are better than others that give defense. Uh, is Try to position your units as you see here. The only weak tank that I have is in a plane, but my tanks are on cities that will even defend against one engagement of attack. If this tank attack me, I will be able just to recover and attack again with the same tank, and I will make more damage that he making. So having units in defensive position is good, and these defensive positions are okay. Well, this tank is a is not really is in a bit of danger, but not really. I have like 2 tanks protecting it, so if even if he breaks this thick wall, uh, he will face against too many units. So I always have my tanks protected all the time. Like, even this tank is seems to be far away. He was protected all the time. And one thing that you need to check is to have the units protected. All the time, all my units were protected. Except 2 cases because I saw no danger and I was able to just leave, for example, this infantry alone. In other cases, they are too protected. You need to protect a lot of units, and you need to be really sure of your attacks. One thing here, using this CO power wasn't really useful here. Like, the only thing that he would do was to move a little bit forward with his barrelcopter and more or less change some positions or move one tank in a position that he was able to reach anyways. So there was not really a good use of the CO power. But well, here we are here to learn. Don't pop CO powers as you can now. My CO power that I use here was a bit. I forced it to use it because I saw like a lot of engages that I was able to do. Like I will be able to take down this battlecopter, or I will make a lot of damage for this tank with my 3 HP tank. I saw a lot of potential for my super CO power, so I decided to tear it up, and I saw that I will be able to do it in just one attack. Like here, I just attacked once, and I was now prepared for to just use it. So I see a really good position there and a really good chance. And well, as you saw before, uh, also it led to just my the defeat of Brazilian guy. But he did it well for one of the really first matches that he has. So now it's time for the tips. Well, the first big tip I can give here. Let's have my turn. Uh, you need to create a change. You need to go for the properties first. Your first objective at the beginning of the match is to reach the most a huge number of neutral properties. Take them as much properties as you can. First, take the properties that you just already own because they are in your zone. So I was sent table, for example. This properties is yours. Is this property is yours? This place, more or less, half of the map is for Brazilian guy, and the other half is for me. So for in this, like, if we cut the map into two, this place more or less is my place, and the other side is for him. So he has like an advantage there. So he will be if he decided to follow he decided to reclaim the properties that he owns. We will be in a similar situation. So if I decide to do something, he will also have the same files to do the same. But another thing, don't try to copy others' strategy. My strategy was based in Jake that has advantage on planes. In this case, other can copy the same, exactly the same. Also, I have plus 20% extra attack thanks for the 10% from the com tower. And I had a bit of an advantage there, so trying to copy the same strategy with another CO maybe is not the best thing you need to do. Well, if you want to know more like positions, I'm not the best to explain them. There are really good channels there, like Dius explain it really really well. The things he has a lot of tutorials. Also, you have even in these pages, you have in the info section, you have a place called tutorials that will help you for this. So yeah, even Avast Wars by Web has its own tutorials in order to be able to play. All the things I do, it was because I have a lot of practice with the game, especially in PvE. Not PvP because PvP is not my strong. I'm not really good at PvP, but I took a little bit of knowledge with PvE. Uh, One thing is play campaign. Explains more or less some strategies, but the best thing you need to do is play a lot of PvP and check out the tutorials. Also, position. Another important thing. Uh, Try to be in defensive positions, in a really good defensive position. Like avoid if you can, if you have to decide to be in a 1-star planes or a 3-star com tower, use the com tower, but keep protection. Like for example, here, no, here, no, no, wait, here. For example, here, like some of my infantry are in forest, another is in plains, another in cities. Like I make a wall here, more or less. It's a wall, yes, because it blocks everything here. But they are like in really good position. Like for example, my tanks, they are or in cities, or forests, plains. But I try to avoid roads because it doesn't give me any advantage. Also, one tip for Jake: don't let him attack you from planes. He will be stronger. So, for example, here the engage I made. Let's move a little bit forward. Not this engage, not that. Wait for it. This engage. This engage. Let's compare it with an arm with a tank attacking in a city. I made for 6 damage, right? And I take 2. From a plane, I attack and make 7 points of damage, and I only receive 1. I'm I'm in a plane. I have less defense. So yeah, that engagement was better for me. So as you can see, attacking from plane with a tank makes a big difference. This is a lot of damage, and you won't be able to defend this. You don't have enough tanks to defend my position. Another thing is that you need to be really careful because if I have more material than you, I will be. I don't see prone to attack you. I will see like a really good opportunity to attack. So avoid this. Avoid uh, being too close for a bigger arm to a too big arm and a really big army because in this case I have a really big army, so I was able to just break it and move on. And even if you counterattack me, I'm still really strong because I have a lot of units nearby, so I will be able to reinforce it really fast and just take it out. So yeah, first you need first to be really careful with your units. Also careful with what you made. In this case a barrelcopter wasn't really the good response. You are having really bad you are having a really bad situation here. Like maybe if you make a attack, maybe still attack, but you will be able to make it worse for me. As you can see, I take my time until I make a helicopter because I didn't see it useful in that moment. Well, if I have to make a conclusion, try to take the properties that you have nearby. Don't let me take it again because it will make it really dangerous. Like I'm taking that property just with 1 infantry and 1 tank, and here like only 1 infantry because I retreat these units. Like I didn't need them. I didn't see any danger. Like I saw these units go away, so I just take this property. But this is the thing. This is the most important thing. If you lose the property war, you are losing the war because I always will have an advantage economic with economy. Like I will be able to make 1 medium tank each turn and 2 infantry, and I will still have money. And take it. And in this case, if you are against a medium tank with your material, if I take in the moment I take out your artillery, you won't be able to damage that medium tank. So the best tip I can give here is guard your properties, try to take mines, and try to avoid the situations where I have a really good advantage with units, like too many units. And if you make walls, try to make them in order to avoid uh, a really big attack. Like, for example, if the artillery was here, even if and there was an infantry here, like in the moment I attack, this artillery will just take out my unit, and I won't be able to take the infantry here because even if I attack with my tank, I wasn't able to break it. So too many things, and I want and this artillery will take a really good engagement with my tank. So yeah, the positions are really important, and artillery is like an archer. You need to take have it in the back. You need to have it. You need to have your strong units in front and the artillery in the back. So he can make damage. He can attack and make a lot of damage. So yeah, these are some of the things I can say of this match. I hope you enjoyed this review, and well, I will try to do the same for the next matches if people wanted to do. Like I will ask every single time for the people if they want to do that, and we will see. So I hope you enjoyed, and also Brazilian guy, you're seeing this video. We can do another match, and I try to explain you everything more carefully. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next video. See you next time.